A couple of days ago, we got some leaked footage coming out of the set for the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie where we got our first glimpse of the characters in their costumes. And I thought they looked pretty good then, but now Nintendo decided to release some official photos of the two actors in their costumes. And I gotta say, I think they look pretty good. When I saw this, I thought, like, yeah, that looks like a live action Legend of Zelda movie right there. And I like the costumes that they're going for. Clearly with Zelda, that's more inspired by the Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild Zelda. Whereas Link, it's hard to pinpoint I don't know which game he's going to be from, but I mean, it looks like they're trying to not necessarily base this movie off of one particular game, but trying to do something original, which I think is probably a smart move from this one. But overall, I think this is pretty good with the characters. I think the actors look right for the role, and I actually look forward to seeing more about this movie. But there is a subsect of the audience that are upset about this result because they were wanting Hunter Schafer to be cast as Zelda. That was something that was brought up early on in the whole casting, or once they announced the movie. This was a subject that a lot of people online were talking about, or there was a really vocal small subsect of the audience that was talking about this online. And now they're pretty upset because even though they knew Hunter Schafer was not getting cast as Zelda, this just kind of brings up old wounds for them. But before I really dive into this, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you can, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this, and also hit the like button too, because it helps out with the channel. So there's always this picture of Hunter Schafer going around, this one particular one, because I think the people who are trying to promote him as Zelda are basically think that this is probably like the best example of it. But even then, it's like, he still looks like a guy to me. I mean, maybe that's just me out there, but and for people who don't know, Hunter Schafer is a trans person, which, let's be honest, that's the reason why there's a lot of people out there that are upset that Hunter wasn't cast as Zelda, because they wanted to have a trans person playing Zelda because, I don't know, it checks the right boxes for them, or I don't know why, but I mean, that's just what it is. They said that he looks right for the role. I personally disagree, but now that we got these photos coming out from the set, it kind of brings up this whole subject. This article was written back in July when it was pretty much announced who is going to be cast as Zelda and that it wasn't Hunter Schafer. So it says that the headline, Nintendo just botched the live action Legend of Zelda casting. And scrolling further down, when Sony and Nintendo announced production of The Legend of Zelda, fans on social media quickly started sharing ideas for actors who could play the two leads. That's kind of a normal thing. Link and Zelda, Hunter Schafer emerged as the fan favorite choice for the latter. No, Hunter Schafer was not the fan favorite. Like I said before, it was just a real vocal minority of people online were basically trying to will it into existence, just like their chosen gender identity. But the fact of the matter is, he was not a good choice for Zelda. I mean, first of all, I mean, he's way too old for what they're actually going for in this movie. But second of all, again, doesn't look right for the role. And you know, the only reason why they wanted Hunter Schafer to play Zelda to begin with is specifically because he's trans. If their whole thing is like, oh, well, no, he looks right for the role, it's like, look at this. I mean, are you saying that she doesn't look right for the role? I mean, I've seen some comments on social media trying to nitpick this, basically saying, what's her name? Bo Bragginson. I think that's what her name is. Trying to say like, oh no, she doesn't look right or whatever. It's like, no, oh, come on now. You're just being nitpicky because you didn't get your representation in your movie. And this isn't me just speculating on this one, because there's a lot of posts on social media basically talking about the exact same thing. So here's this collection of posts from MasteroftheTDS over on X. Now that we've seen both the official tease and the leaked set photos from the live action Legend of Zelda movie, the Hunter Schafer brigade has come crawling back out of the woodwork. The they-thems are still furious that Hunter Schafer isn't playing Zelda, even though Hunter was never actually in the running despite the rumors and is a biological male being demanded for a female role. Yeah, I mean, that's not real good representation if you ask me. I mean, because they talk about like, oh no, if it's a trans person, you have to have a trans actor playing him. Well, think, hey, Zelda is a normal person, so you need to have a normal person playing her. They're already calling the movie a guaranteed flop, swearing they won't watch it, and insisting Nintendo made some massive mistake by not casting Hunter Schafer. Yeah, I don't think Nintendo cares about this, because I don't think this segment of the audience is going to make any difference one way or the other. We've seen these people try to, I don't know, boycott stuff in the past. Hogwarts Legacy is a good example where they're demanding a boycott because of J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter franchise. And that really did nothing to it. And I think a lot of companies are starting to realize, like, you know what, these people are very loud on social media, but they're not actually a big enough portion of the audience for us to actually care what they think, especially when actually trying to go down this route, putting Hunter Schafer in the role or deliberately casting a trans character in the role of a normal person. It would basically just kind of send signals that, like, yeah, we're virtue signaling as a movie. We're going to put other stuff ahead of trying to make something quality. We're trying to put our own virtue signal ahead of everything else. And that's something that just turns off audiences, because even though the movie could still very well be good, even if you had a trans person playing Zelda, the fact of the matter is, if they're casting a trans person just for the sake of it, it really does indicate that they're not putting the best interest of the movie or the production ahead of everything else. They're putting their own identity politics ahead of everything else. And that's usually a recipe for disaster. But let's look at some of these comments that they're saying. So this person, I would have preferred Hunter Schafer just the same. They were afraid of success. No, I think Nintendo wanted this to be successful, and that's why they didn't cast him. Hunter Schafer deserved this role. Nope. Where's Hunter Schafer? I don't know. I mean, isn't Euphoria still going on or going to be doing that? So, I mean, he's fine. Don't have to worry about that. Should have been Hunter Schafer. L for not casting Hunter Schafer. This is not Hunter Schafer. Should have been Hunter Schafer for sure. I mean, these people just can't come to grips with the fact that no one cares what they think and people disagree with them. I mean, for the longest time, people would try to appease them and be like, oh, yeah, fine. We'll cast the they, thems, whatever they want to call themselves in our movies. We'll call you by the preferred pronouns, stuff like that. But it was never good enough. So now it got to the point people are like, you know what, fine, I just don't care anymore. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're going to yell and screech about it. But another thing is, like, when they would try to appease these groups in the past, they saw it didn't make any effect or didn't have any meaningful positive effect on the box office results, because, like I said, this group doesn't actually support stuff. They just want people to basically bend the knee to them, and then they move on. They don't actually care one way or the other. Or if they do care, they're not going to show up in big enough numbers to offset the people who are going to be put off by the fact that they're choosing virtue signaling over making something of quality. We still haven't gone over the fact that Hunter Schafer wasn't chosen. We want Hunter Schafer. Hunter Schafer deserved the Zelda lead, mind you. Should have been Hunter Schafer. I mean, so you get the idea. They're basically just saying the same thing, and that's just, like I said, a small group of people online. But everything else I'm seeing about this, people are saying, like, yeah, they look pretty good. They look right for the role. One of the things I really appreciate about this is it looks like they're actually characters wearing clothing as opposed to actors wearing a costume. And it's kind of I'm going to say it's nitpicky, but the difference is basically, does it look like something that this character would actually wear, or does it just look like a costume fresh off the rack that was put on an actor that looks they look kind of awkward wearing it? I'm not really getting that. I mean, of course, this is just still photos, so there's a lot that can go on once we actually see it in action, but I think they're doing a good job, at least for what we've seen so far. This looks great, and I'm looking forward to seeing more about this movie. I believe it's coming out May of 27. I know it's coming out in 27, so it's still a ways away, so it's probably not going to be some time until we actually see some more stuff about this. But I think this was a good photo. I can't help but feel that they released this because that footage got leaked. So they're like, okay, let's put something else out there just to kind of give some confirmation of what these characters look like. And I think they did a good job with this. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think this was good casting? Do you think the characters look right? Or are you one of the people who thinks that they should have gone with Hunter Schafer just for the sake of having a trans person in the movie? Comment below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to hit the like button, or maybe even the dislike button if you don't like it, because either way, it helps out with the channel. Thank you.